We have an icy forecast here for overnight tonight, and then we're tracking a couple more storms heading into the weekend and next week that also could cause us some issues. But in between, though, we have some warmer weather on the way. So let's talk about your neighborhood forecast for overnight tonight. And it looks like temperatures tonight are going to be dipping into the upper 20s to around 30. The problem with this is we're going to have precipitation falling while this is occurring. So we do expect icy conditions across the area tonight. Towson, White Marsh down to 30 degrees, Mount Airy 29. And we could get some significant ice totals out towards the west, particularly in parts of Frederick County and back into Washington County as well, where an ice storm warning remains in effect there for Washington County and points into western Maryland. We're keeping a close eye on this area of freezing rain that is rapidly approaching the area. So we're going to be watching this as it inches into our region here for tonight. I do think it'll probably start off as a little bit of sleet and then should transition over to freezing rain as we go into the overnight hours after midnight tonight. Low to mid 30s right now, so it is getting cold enough for that wintry weather. Temperatures are expected to drop, though, as we go into later on this evening and tonight, especially once we get the precipitation falling through that dry layer in the low-level parts of the atmosphere that will help cool things down. But you can see where the winter weather advisory is in effect for really most of the state. The ice storm warning in effect for Washington County, and that's where we could see some significant ice totals there. We're talking about 1/4 of an inch, and there is a chance that areas farther west could get up to about 4/10 of an inch, maybe a 1/2 inch of ice accumulation, which would be damaging ice across parts of western Maryland with power outages and tree damage out that way. In our area, not enough for that kind of situation. I don't think we'll see enough for power outages, at least not here in the immediate Baltimore area, but enough to cause problems in the sense that we're going to have slick roadways overnight. It's going to slow your travel down into the morning, as that's kind of what we're looking at. The impacts usually are minor with about 1/10 of an inch of ice, but when you start getting them some of these higher totals here, that's when you really start to get problems. Winter storm impact index, we're looking at a minor situation here to the north and west of I-95. You got to get out into parts of Frederick County, into Carroll County, and Washington County. We're getting into the moderate category. That's where moderate impacts. We do expect the freezing rain to gradually change to rain from south to north as the morning goes on. So the change to rain timeline has areas south and east of Baltimore seeing it before 7 o'clock. There's a chance it could be even earlier than that. And once it does get above freezing, of course, the roads are going to be just wet. But then areas to the north and west of the Beltway will change over later. So your ice totals will be a little bit higher, and you're going to have a more prolonged period of nasty weather on the roadways. So here's a look at Futurecast. As we put this into motion here, you can see how the freezing line starts shifting north as the morning goes on. But we're going to see a large area along and northwest of I-95 still dealing with ice even after sunrise. And then all of this will be out of here, looks like, by the time we head towards late morning. And then by afternoon, if we get some sun, we're going to skyrocket close to 50 degrees here during the afternoon. Right now, we're in the low to mid 30s across the state. And again, it looks like as we go into the overnight hours, that's when the freezing rain is going to start. So we expect the worst of the weather to be after midnight into tomorrow morning. And then we got to look upstream to the next storm that's going to arrive on Saturday. Right now, we're looking at a chance for a mix changing over to rain, and then an even more substantial storm heading into our area as we go into next week. Monday, Tuesday, potential for significant wintry weather. First alert 7-day forecast, alert day for tomorrow morning for the wintry weather. Highs tomorrow near 50. And then as we go into Friday, we'll be around 50. And then more wintry weather for Saturday and again early next week. We'll be right back.